Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS BNB Full Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn finds out about Brooke's lie and it makes Ridge really angry. The truth usually comes out when it is most dangerous. At Forrester Creations, danger can look nice. Wear fancy suits and smile. Finn started to think something was not right. He thought about it some more. Realized he could not ignore it. Finn is a doctor. He thinks honesty is important. He always believed that secrets about family are bad. Secrets can hurt relationships without people knowing it is happening. Finn thinks secrets are like a sickness that spreads quietly. Now he was looking directly at something that could really hurt the Forrester family. This thing had the power to destroy the balance that was holding the Forrester family together. Finn did not go looking for trouble. He found something by accident when he was looking at medical records and personal files that had to do with a difficult time in Brooke Logan's past. At first Finn was not sure if he understood it correctly. He thought maybe he was getting it wrong, maybe the dates were not right, and that was why it seemed like something was off. But the more Finn looked at it, the more it made sense. Finn found out that there was something that nobody was telling the truth about, something that people had been hiding for a long time, and they did a very good job of keeping it a secret for many years. Brooke Logan was still involved in this secret. Finn was trying to figure out what it was. Brooke had hidden something important, something that had a big impact on Ridge and everything he thought he knew about his family. Brooke Logan had made a habit of starting over. She had been through a lot of times, like being hurt by people she loved and having to deal with what other people thought of her. She always managed to come out on top by telling herself and everyone else that what happened in the past did not matter anymore. However, this one secret was different from all the others. It was not about the guy she had been with or the stupid things she had done when she was younger. This was about being in charge and making a choice a time ago that changed a lot of people's lives. Then she chose to keep quiet about it so she could have a life. Brooke Logan told herself that she had to do it, that telling the truth would only hurt people. Brooke Logan thought that keeping this secret was the way to avoid causing pain to the people around her, including Brooke Logan herself. As time went on, the reason for it became more and more certain. That justification for something became a fact over time. It was no longer a reason, it was the truth, and people were very sure about that justification. Ridge, meanwhile, thought he was finally on ground. He had been through a lot with Brooke and Taylor. It was a really tough time. Now he felt like all the bad stuff was behind him. His relationship with Brooke was not perfect, it had been hurt a lot. It felt real to him in a way that it never had before. He trusted Brooke. It was not because he was naive, it was because he thought they had been through everything already, and she had told him all her secrets. Ridge thought he knew everything about Brooke. That is what made what was going to happen so shocking. It was going to be really bad. Ridge and Brooke were about to face something that would change everything about their relationship with Brooke. Finn felt really bad about what he knew. He was being pulled in two directions because of loyalty. Brooke was like family to him because of Steffi and all the complicated things that went on with the Forresters. Ridge was also family. Finn really looked up to him. The thought of being the one to cause all these problems was scary to Finn. As a doctor, Finn knew that if you do not take care of a wound, it will just get worse. Sometimes the truth hurts. It is the only way to make things better. Finn knew that the truth was like a medicine that could cure the pain even if it was hard to take. The day that everything fell apart started quietly. You know, the kind of quiet that happens before something bad happens. Forrester Creations was busy with people doing their work, and nobody knew that big problems were coming. Brooke walked around the building like she always did, talking to people, looking at designs, and acting like she had already been through the times. Ridge looked at Brooke and felt the way he always did. He admired her and felt relieved, but he did not know that the woman standing next to him was in a lot of trouble. Finn arrived with a purpose. His face looked really serious. He did not plan to have an argument, but things happened that meant he could not wait any longer. The more Finn waited, the more he felt like he was a part of it. When Finn finally found out the truth, it was very clear. It was terrible. This truth cut through all the secrets that people had kept quiet about for years. Finn felt this way about the truth and the secrets. As Finn told everyone what he found out, the room changed away. Brooke was the first to feel it. She got a feeling in her chest, and suddenly she knew that something she had tried to forget a long time ago was coming back. She tried to stay calm and act like everything was okay. It was hard because she was hiding something and it felt like a big heavy weight was pushing down on her. Ridge listened carefully at first. Then he looked confused because what Finn was saying did not make sense to him. The things Finn said did not add up, so Ridge was trying to figure it out. Brooke and Ridge and Finn were all dealing with the news that Finn revealed, and it was clear that it was going to affect them all in ways. It really hit me. Understanding struck, and I finally got it. Understanding struck and it all made sense. The truth hit Ridge hard. It was like a bomb went off. His whole world was turned down when he finally understood what was going on. The lie was huge. It was not something that he could just forget about or forgive with a sorry. This lie changed the way he lived his life. It affected the people he cared about, what he thought about himself. Brooke did not just keep the truth from Ridge. She took away his chance to make choices. Ridge thought about how Brooke had taken his right to decide what he wanted to do with his life. The lie was about his life and Brooke had hidden it from him. Ridge felt like he had been living a lie and that Brooke was responsible for it. Ridge was overcome with anger. It was like a wave that kept coming back. He had been holding in his anger for a time. Now it was all coming out because he felt betrayed by Brooke. This was not about what she did. It was about what she did. Brooke always put herself first. Then she would say sorry. Try to make Ridge feel bad for being upset. Ridge felt stupid for thinking that things would be different this time with Brooke. He thought about how Brooke would do what she wanted and then tried to explain why it was okay. Ridge was angry at himself for trusting Brooke. He was angry at Brooke for hurting him. The feeling of being betrayed by Brooke was something Ridge knew well. Brooke tried to explain what she did. It did not sound right even to herself. She said she did it because she was scared, because she loved people, because she wanted to keep everyone safe. But Ridge did not hear that she was worried. He just heard her trying to control him. To Ridge, every time Brooke explained something, it felt like she was trying to make him think something, like she was trying to change what really happened so it sounded better for Brooke. Brooke wanted to protect everyone. Ridge thought Brooke was just trying to get what Brooke wanted. The fallout was immediate. It was really bad. The trust was broken, not a little bit, but it completely fell apart, and this had a big effect on the whole family. At first Ridge was not anything. He was actually really quiet. You could tell he was extremely upset. His anger was not the kind that comes from losing your temper, it was the kind that comes from being hurt and disappointed. Ridge felt like everyone could see his secrets. He felt embarrassed. He was furious when he found out that his life was based on a big lie that he did not agree to. The family was affected by this, and Ridge's anger was the result of his life being a lie. Finn was right in the middle of all the trouble. He knew that being the one to tell everyone the truth had changed how his family saw him. Finn thought he did the thing, but it was clear that it came with a big price. When Brooke looked at him, Finn saw that she felt betrayed and scared. Ridge was hurt much that it felt like the whole room was filled with his pain. Finn realized that telling the truth does not always make things okay. Sometimes it just shows how bad things really are. Finn understood that the truth about his family was painful. The truth showed Finn that his family was broken. When people found out what really happened, it caused a lot of upset. Steffi was really struggling with her feelings. She was very loyal to Finn. She was also very upset about what was happening to her family. This brought up hurts and people started to take sides. Some people were angry again. This made things even worse. The lie did not just hurt Brooke and Ridge, it hurt everyone who cares about them, like Steffi and her family. The lie affected everyone connected to Brooke and Ridge. For Brooke, the consequences were really bad. The person she thought she was, someone who had learned from her mistakes, fell apart when people took a look. Brooke had to face the fact that changing for the better means nothing if you are not honest. Brooke felt very lonely after that because she realized that if you pretend to be someone you're not, you will end up by yourself. Brooke learned that growth and change are not enough. Brooke needs to be honest with herself and others. Ridge had to deal with his problems. He was really mad at first. Then he just felt sad. He was sad because he thought he knew what his life was about. He still had feelings for Brooke. She had hurt him so much. These two things were fighting inside of him. It was tearing him apart. Ridge was at a point where he had to make a choice. He was wondering if he could ever forgive Brooke, or if he should just leave her and try to feel good about himself. Ridge was thinking about Brooke, how she had hurt him, and he did not know what to do about his feelings for Brooke. Finn did what he thought was right. He still felt bad about what happened. The truth can hurt people much, just like it can help them. The Forrester family was changed forever. They did things they could not take back. They found out some things were not true. Now they have to deal with what they did. It is going to be very difficult for the Forrester family. In true Bold and the Beautiful fashion, the explosion wasn't just about one lie. It was about the legacy of secrets, the cost of silence, and the fragile nature of trust when history refuses to stay buried. The silence after what happened was really hard for Brooke to deal with. It was worse than if someone had yelled at her. Brooke felt like she was surrounded by a thick fog that was hard to breathe in. This fog was full of people judging her and being disappointed in her. Brooke had been in spots before where people talked about her behind her back and the news was full of stories about her. This time it was different. This time it was really personal. It hurt her deeply. Ridge was not screaming. He was quiet and calm but very angry. This kind of anger scared Brooke a lot more than if he had been shouting at her. Ridge's silence was what really got to her. The way he was so quiet and controlled was what frightened Brooke the most. She had never seen him like this before. It was really scary for her. Ridge withdrew right away and this distance felt like a punishment. He no longer looked at Brooke the way he used to. Brooke and Ridge had shared a lot of times, they were familiar with each other and they had a lot of history together. Now Ridge felt cold towards Brooke. He started thinking about things that had happened between them in the past. He thought about conversations they had and choices he made because he thought he knew what was going on. Now he was not so sure. Each memory of Brooke and Ridge together seemed different. Now it seemed darker because Ridge knew that Brooke had kept the truth from him. Ridge felt like Brooke had been hiding things from him the time and that made him feel bad. Ridge and Brooke had a lot of memories together. Now Ridge was looking at these memories in a different way. Brooke felt guilty. It would not go away. She kept telling herself that she did what she did because she was scared. Brooke thought that if she had told the truth a time ago, it would have made a lot of trouble that could not be fixed. Now Brooke sees Ridge moving away from her. This makes Brooke think about what happened. Brooke realizes that not saying anything all those years did not stop people from getting hurt. It just made the hurt come later and feel worse. All the reasons Brooke gave herself for not saying anything do not sound good anymore. Brooke had made up stories to make herself feel better. Now they do not help. Finn's role in the fallout was getting more and more complicated. He still thought he did the thing, but he could see the bad things that happened because of it everywhere. At home, Steffi was having a time dealing with the fact that she was thankful for Finn's honesty, but it was also hurting her family very badly. She got why Finn could not keep quiet about it. She could not forget that what he did made old problems come back up that never really went away. When Finn and Steffi talked, it was very uncomfortable with periods of silence and unspoken worries about how much this would hurt their relationship. Finn's actions were still on Steffi's mind. She was worried about what would happen to them. Finn was also thinking about this. It was causing tension between Finn and Steffi. Steffi knew what was happening with Ridge. She had seen it before. Ridge gets really upset. Then he forgives people. This time it is different. Brooke lied to him. That is not okay. Everyone thought that everything was fine now. Now Steffi is worried about her dad. She thinks that Brooke's lie will make Ridge very angry, and he will not be able to forgive her. Steffi is scared that this will change Ridge forever, and he will not be able to make up with people. Ridge will be too. He will not be able to trust people like he used to. Taylor's reaction made things more complicated. She was not there when the truth came out. She felt it right away. Old feelings came back. She felt like she was right. She was also very sad. Taylor had always thought that being honest was important, that people should be open with each other if they really loved them. Finding out that Brooke had lied to her made Taylor think that her doubts had been all along, but it did not make her happy. It just reminded her of how connected her life was to Brooke's life because of things that had happened a time ago. Taylor thought about how her life and Brooke's life were tied together because of choices they had made many years earlier. Ridge likes to be alone. He tries to focus on his work at Forrester Creations. It does not really help him forget his problems. Forrester Creations is a reminder of everything that is going on. Having Brooke around the company is really hard for Ridge now. She is always there. It reminds him of what he lost. He lost trust. He feels like he is not in control of his life. Ridge wonders if he can ever really forgive someone who did not tell him the truth about his life. Ridge is still thinking about what happened with Brooke at Forrester Creations. Brooke tried to talk to him over. She was doing this because she really needed to, not because she had a plan. Brooke wanted Ridge to understand her. She wanted him to hear what she had to say. Ridge was not ready to listen to Brooke. Every time Brooke tried to talk to him, it just made things worse between Brooke and Ridge. This was the time Brooke thought that saying sorry and crying might not fix everything. The fact that Brooke lied hurt Ridge deeply. It made him question who he was. Brooke knew that to fix this she would have to do more than just say sorry to Ridge. The story was told to the family and people had different reactions, but everyone was really shocked. Eric was very disappointed. He knew that secrets and silence can affect a lot of people over time. He had been alive for a time and saw how things that are not talked about can still cause problems many years later. The family is very important to Eric. He was worried that this new information might cause the family to break apart and never be the same again. Eric thought about the family, how this revelation might hurt the family for a very long time. Brooke was really alone now. The friends who used to stand up for her were not so sure about her anymore. They were wondering how well they actually knew Brooke. Even the people who thought Brooke meant well could not ignore how big the lie was. Brooke started to see that secrets do not just hurt the people they're about. They also damage the trust between everyone. This means that secrets can ruin relationships that have nothing to do with the secret itself. Brooke was learning that secrets are very bad, for everyone involved, not the people directly affected by them. Ridge's anger changed into something that was not loud. It was still very bad. He was not angry anymore, he was sad. Ridge was sad because he thought his life was real. It was not. He felt like something was taken from him. He did not just lose the truth, he also lost the chance to make his choices. Ridge thought about how he made plans for his future. Some of those plans were based on things that were not true. This made him feel very upset and sad all the time. Ridge's feelings were, he could not relax. Finn was still struggling with what he thought was right. He believed that telling the truth was important. He could not ignore how it would affect him personally. Finn was concerned about what would happen to Steffi and their kids in the run, and if this problem would change the way their family worked together forever. At the time, Finn knew that if he said nothing he would be helping to keep the lie going, and that was something Finn could never accept. Finn thought about the truth. How it would affect Steffi and their children. The situation with Ridge and Brooke finally got to the point where something had to give. Ridge had to talk to Brooke about what was going on. This time when they talked, it was not a fight. It was actually really quiet and sad. Ridge did not yell at Brooke like a husband, he spoke like a man who was really hurt. He said to Brooke that the worst part was not what she did, but that he thought everything was okay for long. Ridge felt betrayed by Brooke. That hurt him more than anything else that had happened. The fact that Brooke lied to him for long made him feel like he could not trust her at all. Ridge and Brooke had a problem, and it was not just about what she did, it was about the fact that she lied to him for so long. Brooke. She knew that nothing could make things right again. This was the time she did not try to make excuses for what she did. Brooke acknowledged that she was selfish when she stayed quiet. She was afraid of losing Ridge. That fear is what actually made her lose him in the end. Brooke realized that she had been running away from the truth for a long time. Love that is based on control is not really love all. Brooke understood now that her love for Ridge was not a love because it was about controlling him. The family had a tough time adjusting to life after what happened. Talking to each other was not easy and getting together felt weird. The family had trouble trusting each other again. Even with all the hurt, they started to think about what was going on. Some of them thought about the secrets that the family had kept for long and wondered if being honest, even if it was hard, was the only way to move forward. The family was trying to figure out if they could be honest with each other, and that was a deal for them. They were thinking about the legacy of secrets. How it affected their family history. The family was considering if honesty was the way to deal with their problems. Ridge was standing at a crossroads again, a place he was very familiar with. He was thinking about forgiving someone. This was because they had shared a lot of love and happy times together in the past. However, he also wanted to keep his self-respect, which meant he needed to keep some distance between them. Ridge had not been able to do this, but this time he felt like things were different. The lie that had been told was not something that was said on the spur of the moment, it was a lie that was told over and over again, and it had changed his life in a big way. Ridge thought about forgiveness. The Ridge also thought that he needed to think about his own self-respect, and the fact that the lie was something that was done on purpose and it had affected Ridge very deeply. For Brooke, the future did not feel right. It was scary in a way that it had not been for a time. Brooke thought that she might not be able to fix this mistake. Brooke was worried that she would never be able to make things right.